There were so many UT Spring sports teams that figured to make a run at championships. Women's golf team was ranked #1 in the nation when their season ended. I caught up with senior Emilee Hoffman from her home in California about her big career decision and the disappointment of not getting to see this season through.
And it all happened so suddenly. We were pretty devastated, to be honest with you. It was tough. Like you said, we were ranked #1, and we felt like we had a really, really good chance this year at NCAA's. But looking back, we're still really proud of the great season that we had up until that point, and it's hard to, not only just think about the negatives of this situation, we have to think about the positives of it too. And we can't forget that we had 3 wins this year, and we can't forget all the other great stuff that we accomplished this year.
It's so unusual, though. No matter how great of a positive attitude, there's got to be, I don't know if it's anger or shock or what emotion, because as we talked about, I mean, it's not just the end of your season, but who knows? You might have been, hoisting the national championship trophy.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard. It's hard not to get wrapped into the what ifs, what could have happened, if this went this way, or, it's hard, like you said, not to think that way. But we've all been staying pretty positive as a group and just kind of leaning on each other in this tough time. The team is really close, and so we've all just kind of been helping each other through everything.
Well, you obviously made a big decision to try to get to the next level and turn pro. What went into that, knowing with the NCAA ruling you could come back to Texas for another season of eligibility? What were you thinking there?
It was honestly heartbreaking for me to have to make this decision because I love Texas. I've loved my 3.5 years at Texas. I wouldn't change it for anything. But ultimately, I had gone to Q school this past year, this past summer. So I had secured Symetra Tour status. So my original plan was to turn pro in May after the conclusion of NCAA's. But obviously, my timeline got pushed up with everything going on now. So after talking with my coaches and family, and we just decided that turning pro now was what's best for me. And even though it's hard to say goodbye to Texas and close that chapter in my life, I think I'm ready for the next step in professional golf.
And then you're just named academic All Big 12. So obviously you take your studies very seriously. Tell me about the balance, because you guys are out a lot. You travel for chunks of days at a time. What has that been like in your 4 years at Texas?
It's definitely different than high school, coming from California and moving all the way to Texas. It was a big transition for me, being away from home and not having my family and kind of that support system. But Texas also has a great support system, and they really, really ingrained into our minds like the importance of time management. So when we were there, starting freshman year, we would have study hall and study hours and stuff like that. They were really trying to give us the best chance to succeed, not only athletically, but also academically in the classroom, which is something that was really, really important to me when I was looking at colleges and I was being recruited by other schools.
Sounds like this has been the plan for a long time. How has your journey been in this game, starting at such a young age and avoiding that burnout? And I'm sure at times it's been frustrating, but what has your path been like for someone that started at the age 5 and now you're kind of on the cusp of that next dream?
Yeah, I mean, golf is such a difficult game. There's so many ups and downs. But I think that the thing that has really stuck with me the whole time is just my passion for the game. I love golf. I love practicing. I love playing. I love the feeling of competing. I've loved competing for Texas. Just there's so much pride in wearing burnt orange and competing for Texas. I think that's what I've really loved the most, and I'm just really excited for this next step in my journey.
All right, tell me about caddying for your dad at age 12 in 2009 in South Carolina? Is that right?
Yeah.
Did he use like a Sunday bag for you or what?
He had like a little light bag, like a light carry bag, and like you said, I was really young, and I hadn't really played in tournaments or anything. I was just kind of starting to get into golf. And being inside the ropes with him was a really cool experience. And I remember on some of the holes, I was so small, I couldn't even carry the bag. I was a caddy that didn't carry the bag. Pretty untraditional there, but it was really special experience to share with my dad. And then on the flip of that, he's caddied for me in a bunch of USGA events, and he caddied for me last year at the ANWA, which was something that we'll never forget.
Coolest place while at Texas that you got a chance to play golf?
Augusta National. It's just such a magical place, and to be able to share that experience with my teammates Agat Lene and Caitlin Papp was just hands down the most incredible experience I've ever had in my whole life.
Okay, since you played Augusta, you get one round of golf anywhere in the world. Where would you play that round?
Ooh, I don't know. That's tricky. There's so many good courses out there. I'd have to think about that one. Maybe Cypress Point, being from Northern California, or Pebble Beach. I've never played Pebble Beach before. Those are two pretty iconic courses in Northern California, so it'd be a treat to get to play those.
How excited are you for this professional journey?
I'm really excited for my journey.
I've been working really
This is what I've been dreaming about doing my whole life, and now that it's finally here, it feels a little bit surreal. But I'm really excited to get started and compete and see what I can do.
That trip to Augusta was the first ever Augusta Women's Amateur Hoffman had a chance to play in last year. Now she's hoping that Symetra Tour will begin play sometime in June. Thanks for watching. Hope we've given you more than the score.